Well, it was my treat. For them, something to take their mind off things. Or I always tried to get chocolate or something fancy, nothing plain. Well, what's special about a plain biscuit? I'd say, go and clean yourself up, and I'll make us a brew and we'll have a nice biscuit. Well, I think they appreciated it. Some never had any appetite, but I said, come on. I said, get it down, ya. Oh, a nice cup of tea, plenty of sugar in a biscuit, and you'll be right as rain. I always got chocolate. Well, it was for a treat, wasn't it? I thought it'll take their minds off things, Oh, a nice bit of chocolate. Ooh, lovely. Oh, never hand them out before, mind. When they first come in, I'd be businesslike. I'd say, are you sure? Oh, most of them would just nod. I says, nothing to be ashamed of. 'Twas an accident. Accidents happen. I tell them I see loads of girls just like him. I said they made a mistake, but lots of girls do. And now they're doing something about it, which is a good thing. Well, I think they like to hear me say that. If I'm honest, me little speech, well, it's as much for me as it is for them. Look at them. Most are hardly out of nappies, and then this happens to them. Oh, they haven't got a pot to piss in, and here they are bringing in another mouth to feed. It's not right. Not right at all. No, imagine. If up turns a new baby, that'll mean even less to go around. A nice biscuit is the least I can do to give them before I send them on their way. It was me mam's idea, the biscuits. It was never chocolate, mind. Oh, when I put some chocolate ones out on the tray, she went mad. Well, they'll think they're made of money, she said. Oh, her motto was, don't make 'em too welcoming. She said some girls will get the wrong idea, and they'll get themselves in a family way just for a cup of tea, a biscuit, and a warm. Oh, that used to make me laugh. Me mam was tougher than me. Of course, when she started, she had to be. She was no messing about. The tea and sympathy, she used to say, that comes after. Oh, she used to say about the girls who come knocking on our door, we're not their mothers. They've come here for a reason. Don't be their friend. Just get them in and get it over. I wasn't like me mam. I couldn't help it. I felt sorry for 'em. Well, me mam couldn't do it anymore, and I took over. She used to say, I was a soft touch. Said it should be money up front. We're not a charity, she said. That's what pays the bills. Well, I never argued with her because she was right. But you can't help feeling sorry for some bit of a kid that comes in crying her eyes out and telling you she's skint. Oh, mam would put the biscuits away then. Oh, she'd be like, you're not giving that one any of the chocolate ones, she said. Oh, I used to say nothing. Then sneak them out when she wasn't around. Nobody ever talked about what me and mam did. If someone did get caught, that's what people used to call it. They'd say, go and see Annie. She'll sort you out. We would talk in code. Nobody would ever say what it was. Well, everybody knew that it were a crime and you could go to jail for it, but they didn't care. It was worth the risk. Those in charge just turned a blind eye. Nobody talked about it. People just wanted it done. No questions asked. Well, they come to me because I was what you might call discreet. I didn't talk about it to anyone. Well, even me and Ma'am never talked about it once we'd done what we had to do. Am I proud of what I do? Well, that depends on if there's a heaven. I'll let the man upstairs decide if what I was doing was the right thing. All I know is that there's lots down here that have got to be thankful to me and Ma'am. Even now, I can remember it clear as day. There'd be a knock on the door, usually late at night. Well, I knew what it would be. And they'd just be standing there. Oh, they couldn't or wouldn't ask for it. Some couldn't even say what they wanted me to do. They just stood there. Oh. Well, most of them didn't have to say much. They had the look. Well, that's what I called it. They had eyes that had shed 1,000 tears. They didn't need to say any more. I'd invite them in and sit them down right in front of the fire, just to give them a warm. Well, most of them had been walking for hours trying to pluck up the courage to go through with it. I'd begin by opening their coat and I'd check their belly. If she weren't too far gone, I'd just ask if she was sure. Oh, a little nod was good enough for me. I'd smile, take their hand, lead them to the bedroom, do what I had to do. Afterwards, I'd leave them for a bit and go and put the kettle on. Most of the time, I didn't know their name. Oh, I recognized a few on the street, but I'd never say out, "Oh, none of my business, is it?" Thing is, nobody says out to me either, unless they have to. I suppose it's in case people put two and two together and get six. Nobody wants to be gossiped about. Finally, when they were ready, they'd come out. Oh, you could sense the relief. And I'll be there in the parlor, waiting. Here, I say, I made us a nice pot of tea. And I've got a nice plate of biscuits.